right, what's going on, beautiful people? It's the North Shore 9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Tyler. With me is Neil tonight. Neil, when it rains, it pours, baby.
Oh, man. It's been a brutal week. I have not enjoyed watching Pirates baseball in about a week. It's been terrible.
Yeah, it's been a rough go of it. I've been trying to change my mindset a little bit, be a little bit more positive on these shows. Maybe just positive in general, because I'm naturally a negative person, pessimist by nature. I don't know if I can pull much positive from a night.
There was not a single positive I watched / listened to this entire game. There is not a single positive thing you can take from this, because I agree. I'm trying to be more positive too, and I've had some issues that I've seen when we were winning. I don't know about this, but I was trying to keep it positive because But I don't know what I can even name except Jared Triolo. Maybe he was a menace in the field today.
Yeah,
that's about the only positive thing I can think of, is that he was making a ton of diving stops.
Neil, my friend, if we are discussing a second baseman's defense as a positive for this team, it wasn't a good one.
No, not a single thing went well, and it was bad from the beginning. The offense didn't hit right away. The pitching was bad right from the start. Nothing went right, and nothing has gone right since Sunday.
Full disclosure here, a little inside baseball. I was coaching a baseball game today, and there was about a 20 to 30 minute overlap there. The game started at 6:40. We ended around 7-ish. And immediately I checked my phone when we were done, and the first text I saw was, well, Quinn Priester is still terrible, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, things are going well over there.
Yeah, no, I was driving home. I was about to get home to go watch the game, and I missed, and I got the notification as soon as I got my car. It says, Wiley Abreu hits a solo home run. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. We're getting...
And we are off to the races.
Yeah. And it's probably my fault, because I posted somewhere in the Discord today, this is a terrible lineup that the Red Sox are throwing out. It's a terrible lineup.
Yeah. Red Sox aren't a good team.
And they knocked us all over the park.
Yeah. And I'm going to go up here and find a comment. And where's my friend Thomas in here? Because I know last time I was on here with Donardo, I believe, Thomas mentioned many of times that it might have been Jim that I was on with, actually. I think it was Jim I was on with. Thomas did bring up that we are talking a little bit too much about the pitching in general. Today, the pitching wasn't good.
Yeah.
And we haven't mentioned the bats. Let's just jump right into my guy, Thomas, right off the bat. And I appreciate that he called out Donardo as well during it. Thomas says, I don't want to hear Donardo or whomever talk about Priester or whatever. It's not relevant. We can't hit the ball. Honestly, I don't know if I could agree with him more, because at this point, this team's not hitting.
Yeah.
We can throw whoever you want out there. Jared Jones can go out there and throw a gem of a game, which he already did. Doesn't matter. Team's not hitting.
No, it hasn't hit all. The Mets series was bad. Today was bad. And, I don't even know how many guys we have in the lineup who are even league average hitters right now.
That's bad.
It's Brian Reynolds, maybe Cabrian Hayes,
Connor Joe,
and then Alika Williams. Alika Williams is hitting better than half this lineup.
I mean, Connor Joe's hitting pretty well.
Is he, though? He was.
Last I checked, he was. But, I mean, to be fair, it's early in the season, so it's tough to really keep up on the day-to-day. But for the most part, Connor Joe, I think, has put together some pretty good at-bats.
Yeah.
Really, I think it comes down to what me and Jim talked about on, I think it was Tuesday. I don't know. My days are all mixing up right now. But the last time I was on here, and it was the Jared Jones start, this team doesn't hit the ball over the wall.
Nope.
You cannot rely on walking 7, 8, 9 times a game or stringing together 12 to 15 hits. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I remember I forget which announcer said that during the Philly series, we led the league in infield hits. And
that's unsustainable.
I'm like, that's not sustainable. And no one hits home runs. We don't hit the ball hard. And, you know, I'm not going to try to like throw like, let's fire Andy Haynes. I think that we can, that's discussed enough. But whatever this team's doing, we're patient. We look for the right pitch so that we can crush that right pitch.
Mhm.
And then we just pop it up or ground it out or strike out. I don't
And I
know
also,
what the approach is. I don't know what we're doing, but the ball's not getting hit hard at all.
I completely agree with you there. I think, and this is just a little armchair hitting coach here, but
Mhm.
I do really think that there is an issue with this team's day-to-day approach.
Mhm.
I do agree with the approach in general here,
Mhm.
where you do take pitches, you try to get in better counts. Granted, I think it gets taken too far every now and then, where that
Mhm.
if you do it too much, teams will punch back and they're going to give you that first pitch strike. And whenever you're dead set, I'm going to take pitches,
Mhm.
it doesn't work out. We have
Mhm.
seen it work out with certain guys. Like there are veterans that have been around a while. They're able to kind of mitigate the issues of taking more pitches. They can hunt fastball early. Younger guys, it's hard to get them to be able to adjust their approach.
Yeah.
And when I say that there's an issue day to day, I think there's an issue in I don't know that they are looking at the other team and the other pitcher on the mound and saying, this guy attacks early with the fastball. Let's hunt early.
Mhm.
Or when you face a guy that is good, that maybe doesn't have control issues, they're not hunting early enough. They're still in that mode of maybe let's try to get him out of the game early and get to the bullpen.
Yeah.
It feels like a constant battle of let's try to get to the bullpen, try to get to the bullpen, instead of maybe flipping it and saying, let's get him out of the ball game because we scored some damn runs.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like, and I think I talked about this on another post game. I think with Denard, it was like the approach is not what I have an issue with. It's the lack of flexibility.
Yes.
Even when they get to the bullpen, so they've done the job and they get to the bullpen, they treat it like they're trying to chase the guy by throwing too many pitches. They don't adjust. And it's frustrating to watch just so many good pitches go by and then watch us pound it into the dirt or strike out looking or weekly pop up because I mean, it doesn't take a genius. You just have to see what hitter OPS gets to when you're down 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take I don't understand why we can't one adjust in the game or two, why do we give the same approach for each hitter?
I completely agree with you.
Like, I don't understand that because, I have a lot of Blue Jays friends and they hate their hitting coach because their hitting coach wants everyone to be Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette's an amazing player, but not everyone can be him. And for some reason, we think the ideal is Jack Suwinski, and everyone needs to hit like Jack Suwinski. And I don't understand.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, I will even be fine with a Jack Sawinski if they could hit the
Mhm.
damn ball over the wall. Hit a home run every now and then, please.
Yeah. No, because the Red Sox hit a lot of home runs today. They didn't even I don't even really feel like they peppered the base paths too much. Like they weren't too crowded. They just hit 4 home runs
And
and they killed it. 4 home and Bobby Dahlbeck's hitting better than our best hitters. It's a problem.
it's bad at this point. It's a continuing trend that's happened over the last week or so, and you
Mhm.
could kind of see it developing. But I know, I think you did. I know I did. I ignored it and was like,
Mhm.
nope, we're great. World Series, baby. Well, the other shoe has dropped. The league has
Yeah.
punched back a little bit. Pitchers get better as the year goes on.
Mhm.
Here we are. The team is doing the same exact thing that they have done since Andy Haynes has been here.
Mhm.
We're not talking a small sample size anymore. We're seeing the same approach year
Mhm.
after year, and it doesn't matter who you bring in. You can churn whatever player out. It's the same thing over and over. It's not
Mhm.
working. At some point, you have to figure it out and make an adjustment.
Mhm. The problem there is that, well, two things. First of all, like, if you fire Andy Haynes, what is that going to do?
It could at least give you a
Because
jolt.
what? A jolt, yeah. But they're gonna go look for a guy who thinks like Andy Haynes. They're going to bring someone in who agrees with the program, right? And so it's deeper than just Andy Haynes, and I want him gone. Like I want Andy Haynes fired. I never liked the hire. I never wanted him here. But until we start looking inward as an organization, nothing's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, I agree with you. Like
Mhm.
it is an organizational issue, I think, because we see it at the minor league level as well, I believe.
Mhm. Yeah, like our hitting prospects don't develop either.
No, and it
Lonnie White Jr. is our second best hitting prospect, and he's striking out 37% of the time in A+ ball.
like
Like
on
it's not good.
and, yeah, and you even look at Henry Davis, and we'll get to him at some point here, but
Mhm.
he was a guy that had very limited at bats in the minors, and when he did have at bats, he raked baseballs. But
Mhm.
once he's gotten extended at bats, and once he's had more time with the guy we are referring to, things have kind of gone the crapper.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't.
bad. No,
And
but I guess it also it leans to like another part. There's not enough talent, and I know we touched on this
I don't.
in
I
the
don't know if
off
I agree with that.
season. You don't think so? It's like, who's the star? Who is the star hitter on this team that you turn to in every high leverage situation? You say he's going to get us in. Who is it?
I don't. I don't think there is an absolute star, but I
Mhm.
also think there is talent.
There is talent. No, I agree. And like the core of Cruz, Davis, Sawinski, Reynolds, Hayes, like that should be a good 1 through 5. But no one's performing.
But at some
And
point, who does that fall on? Like at some point, when your
yeah,
5 guys who are uber talented are not performing,
hmm
whose
well,
fault is it?
it's an organizational problem. Like it is. Like, but Rowdy Tellez is batting cleanup every day.
Yeah.
Um, Jared Triolo is a great utility guy, but he's not an everyday mainstay in the lineup. Alika Williams is hitting better than half of our starting lineup. He hit a triple today. No one else hit a better ball than he did today. Like I
Yeah.
don't know where the talent is, and because if Davis isn't good, who is going to have the the really above average season besides Brian Reynolds?
So where I disagree with that is that O'Neal Cruz should be a better baseball player.
Yeah.
Cabrian Hayes has shown he can hit a baseball, and then all of a sudden the season starts, and it's been a couple weeks of Cabrian Hayes just not being very good.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Reynolds for the last few years since really Haynes has been here, and I know they're tight, but he's been good to this point. He hasn't been the Brian Reynolds that I think we hoped him to be. He's been a good baseball player, above average,
Mm-hmm.
close to an all-star all the time, but he hasn't been that 6-win Brian Reynolds.
No. And
Henry Davis, we haven't seen the development. Jack Sawinski, he had a good year last year, but to this point, we're not seeing it. Like
mm-hmm.
at some point, the buck stops with you.
Yeah. No, and it isn't. I think the biggest issue is that we don't transition guys to the majors well, pitching or hitting wise, regardless. Like whatever we do to get the hitters ready for major league pitching, it doesn't work. Didn't work for Endy. Didn't work for Hayes. Struggled for Hayes for a long time. Didn't work for Peguero. Didn't work for Gonzalez. Didn't work for Davis. Like all these prospects that we keep bringing up don't look lost, and they don't know how to hit MLB pitching. And so, there has to, and they took a stand. They took a stand last year and publicly backed Andy Haynes. Like whatever you think about that Nunali situation, they took a stand and said, "No, Andy Haynes is our guy, and we're going to keep playing baseball like this." And I think the chickens are kind of coming home to roost right now.
You dropped one of my sayings. I love it.
I got a little country boy in me every now and then.
There we go. The daughter makes fun of me for dropping some of those lines every now and then. But at the end of the day, to get back to the game, you struck out 10 times. It's too many.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, you struck out 10 times, walk 2. That's not winning baseball.
Nope. Not hitting
Plain
the
and
ball
simple,
hard
and
enough.
it's not one guy. It's down the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could sit here and like nitpick at certain people, but it's just 1 through 9. You're not getting the job done.
Mm-hmm. And it will bounce back. Like, it will not continue to be this bad. Like, we're not gonna. Like, there is too much like talent, and like baseball teams don't
You
play
just
like this
said
all
they
the time.
have no talent, Neil.
But I said there's not enough talent. But what I'm saying is that, no, it's not gonna say this bad, but it should never get this bad for like a
No, it
solid
shouldn't.
week. Like, there should never be a point where 1 through 9 are all just not hitting,
At all.
and there's no progress with our prospects. That's the biggest issue. Is like no hard contact, and our prospects, our young guys, are not progressing. And you see that today. Cruz, hitless, 2 strikeouts. Henry Davis, actually 1 hit, 1 for 3. I don't know. Jared Triolo, 0 for 4. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not. I guess we beat up on the lineup a little bit enough there.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about the guy that started on the mound, Quinn Priester.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just talk to me about it. I know I was a good bit excited to see him again.
I was too.
So where are we at now?
The talent is there. To me, and someone, I don't know if anyone else agrees, when I looked at him on the mound, and even last year, he looks like 2019 Mitch Keller. He looks like as soon as he takes the mound, he's struggling to survive out there. The body language looks bad. And then his location was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I think Alex Stumpf posted on Twitter, that's sinker he gave to Tristan you could not throw it more down the middle.
Oh, straight down the middle.
Straight down the middle. He's throwing inside sliders to lefties right through their sweet spots. Like, he did not hit his pitches, and he didn't look confident whatsoever. And it was rough to watch. It was very rough. Giving up 3 home runs to this Red Sox lineup is not what you want to see.
So with Priester, I was excited to see him because I guess I've always been a Priester guy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The velocity was back to kind of where it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Something I did kind of get a little bit of intrigue with is the fact that he started using the curveball a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a big slider guy. With Quinn Priester, to me, I think he's a sinker curveball guy, and it intrigues me a little bit about him that maybe if we switch to that instead of the slider, we could do something there.
Mm-hmm.
Really, where I'm coming, what I thought about today with Quinn Priester. I need to stop getting excited about this guy when he strikes out like 14 per 9 in AAA.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get excited about him whenever he's able to get outs without there being strikeouts, because he's shown that he can get AAA hitters out with the K.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him get guys out with balls in play, because when he gets to the major league level, for whatever reason it is, he's not missing bats.
Yeah.
He's missing them in AAA, not happening up here.
And to be entirely fair, like 2 or 3 of the base runners he let out today were on infield hits. Now, one of them was his own fault because he couldn't throw the ball to third, and it was an error on him.
Yeah.
But no, it is 3 home runs, and it's crazy because his curveball is what made him as a prospect, right? Like, he was the guy with the devastating curve. He barely threw the slider today.
Hardly at all.
Yeah, he threw it 8 times, and his curveball, 50% whiff rate on swings. Really, it's just his.
He gave up a home run on it.
Yeah, he gave up a home run, but his sinker got killed.
Yeah,
and his changeup got killed.
Yeah,
and
where man, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go for it. No, I finished.
No, and where I'm at with, I really in this. I'm going back to my armchair pitching coach here now. I really want to see this team drop Quinn Priester to the 3/4 arm slot. I want them to make him into a Charlie Morton. He doesn't have the fastball that can run up to like 97, 98. but I want to see them just turn him into a ground ball pitcher. Make this guy screw the strikeouts. I don't care anymore. Get weak contact, and even if you don't, make him pound it into the ground. Use that curveball more against lefties. That's what I want to see out of Quinn Priester at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just reevaluate what we're doing with him, because I think the sinker can work. He just got to work it down in the zone.
Yeah, his sinker was all he was not locating his sinker tonight, and really, I think that's just what it comes down to. Like, I don't even think you need to like arm slot him. He just needs to have the confidence and the ability to locate those pitches. Like, he was pinpointing baseballs in AAA, and then he comes up and it's his first start of the year, so you don't want to like be too hard on him. But he looks like a different pitcher. Like and maybe it's because maybe I'm reading into it because the AAA cameras kind of suck.
Yeah.
He looks much more comfortable pitching in AAA than he does in the majors. And, and it's not fair to compare him to Jared Jones, but Jared Jones is the most confident guy in the world. And he was from day one.
Mm-hmm. Well, when
and
you
so,
like 99, you can be.
Yeah. But like, I think it really just might be like a Keller, like early Keller style thing where he just needs some confidence and a little bit of a retool because he's not look comfortable pitching in the majors, which stinks because I see the vision, I see the stuff, and I think he did some really good work in the offseason. And I want to see him pitch again next 5 time. Whatever he comes up again, I want to see him pitch again. I would rather see him pitch than anyone else besides Paul Skeens.
I think I would agree with. I'm willing to give him a start or two more. Mm-hmm. Now, if he gets lit up again, let's pull the plug here and let's reevaluate.
Yeah,
because there are enough arms waiting in the wings.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to see a little bit more here. Let him work through it. You can't pull the plug after one start.
Yeah, because like especially if Eric Lauer or like even if you're not calling up like Paul, you can call up Eric Lauer, you can call up Herman. Like
Herman's close.
There are other people they can go.
Yeah, there are other, and not to I don't love the option, but you have Ortiz in the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
The next guy that I want to talk about, Rohanzi. Another kind of option, but I don't know if I'm even calling him an option at this point because really, another just not good outing from him.
He looks bad. It sucks.
He looks bad every time he takes the mound.
Yeah, like there has never been a point this year, even when you give him one run out of the bull, like one inning out of the bullpen, never looks good.
He just looks so hittable.
Mm-hmm. He does. His stuff is not playing. Like, and I legitimately don't know like where to go with him. Like, if he got DFA'd tomorrow, I would not be upset. It has gotten to that point. I would rather throw Ortiz out there.
I am getting that way as well with Contreras. It's a shame because like you can see every now and then how good the slider can be and how good that fastball used to be.
Yeah.
But at this point, he's not getting the job done. He's out of options. I don't know what else you can really do with him. And he had another bad night tonight. Every time he throws a fastball, and I think was the home run he gave up, I think it was on a slider he left in, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, or that could be Priester left the curveball up. I don't know. A lot of bad pitches tonight.
I think it was on a fastball.
Wasn't on a fastball he left. Did he leave it middle?
I forget.
I can't remember. Either way, it's not working. It's been multiple years of just mediocre to bad pitching. At some point, at some point we're getting close to them just being a failed top 100 prospect.
Yeah, and those happen. Like those happen. And it sucks that it happened to him because like he was such a nice guy. Like you always smile. Like everyone was like really pulling for him, and it just really sucks to see like a career like almost like at least with the Pirates die like this. It's not fun.
Yeah, I mean he can still miss bats. Like he got 2 strikeouts today in 2 innings.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that everything else that comes with that is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a lot of our guys.
Yeah. Aside from that, is there anyone else you want to talk about from tonight's game?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for Josh Fleming for being like the janitor of the year.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess the Pirates just really don't like free sandwiches.
yeah, they really hate it.
I think that's where we're at. The Pirates just don't want to give out more sandwiches.
They were giving out too many. The Pittsburgh economy was tanking. You know,
It's a shame. Maybe we'll get to give them out tomorrow.
We'll get them tomorrow.
Let's hope.
I have full confidence that we'll win tomorrow.
Yeah. Who's on the mound tomorrow? It is Mitch Keller tomorrow. Hopefully he can bounce back a little bit here.
He's been bouncing back.
He has, but hopefully he could put together a legitimate start.
Yeah.
Look like a top of the rotation guy.
And hopefully we can hit Cutter Crawford, who has an ERA under 0.5.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just making things up. Did they beat him up a little bit in spring? Or did he shut him down? I can't remember. I remember talking about him. I can't remember anything about it.
I can't remember for the life of me.
Yeah, my brain's fried.
The spring, I don't commit spring training games to memory.
Well. Either way, Pirates lose this one 8-1. No free sandwiches tonight. I'm sorry, guys. Real quick, just interesting. Will Joey be back tomorrow for Keller? I would think so, to be honest with you. I think that we're at the point with the Pirates where Henry Davis will not be catching Mitch Keller very often.
Mm.
And I don't blame him for it because for whatever reason, it's not working.
No. And
no.
Not that like open they can't over him, but some pitchers just like kind of like visibly frustrated with Davis. Like I know Chapman before he got ejected was like not happy.
And it's not just Henry Davis because Keller struggled with Endy last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Keller's a little bit weird with his catchers. It happens. Some guys are like that.
Yeah, he worked really well at delay, but delays.
He worked well with Heineman as well.
I forgot about it.
Yeah,
I try to forget that Tyler Heineman was ever a Pittsburgh Pirate.
Yeah, I wish I could forget things. All right, let's get out of here, Neil. Pirates lose this one 8-1. We'll be back with you tomorrow, hopefully giving out some Sammys for you guys.
Peace out.
Later, guys. That was weird. I just said a gym thing. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
I think I actually stole your thunder. My bad.
You did. You got me all confused. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.